Yeah, this evening we have Margie calling in from Texas and sharing her experience, strength, and hope with us. Over to you, Margie.
All right, here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Margie, as some of y'all may know, and some of y'all may not know. But I am from Texas. I was born in Louisiana, raised partially there, but most of my upbringing was done here in Texas. Um, I was a child. I was the only child in my mama's side of the family that she had a baby and the father wasn't a part of the baby's life. My grandfather didn't like him because he was too dark-skinned, for one thing. And he was like 10 or 12 years older than my mama. So they wouldn't allow him to see me or come anywhere near me. My childhood, I was brought up on the farm. I did a lot of killing of chickens so we could have meat at night. We butchered hogs, and all of us grandchildren know how to clean them and everything, cut them up. We also butchered calves, farm living. Yeah, we fed the goats and everything, the sheep, all that. You know, um, I'm just grateful today, after 50 years of spending my life in the streets, and that ain't bragging. That's that's something I gotta pack with me for the rest of my life. It ain't like I ain't never been to recovery. I just didn't never want to do it. And I didn't believe that they was sitting in there uh, looking all good. Some of them still selling drugs, wearing gold and driving new cars and things. And how you doing all this here sober and talking about God helping you, but yet some of you are still doing the same things you did out there in the streets. Only thing is you ain't put it in your body. I had a difficult time with that. But last year, I was told I had breast cancer in the left breast, had to go. So I had a few choices to make, and I only had a few days to make up my mind. Because, see, I was living in the streets. And because I lived in the streets, that's where all my whole check would go. Now the day I hate, I pay rent. Because I don't want to give them up all my check. But I do, because I love my apartment. It's so beautiful in here. And I like being clean and sober. And I won't remain clean and sober if I go to the streets or go back under that bridge. See, I've learned through this here experience that I have to stay out that environment, not because I'm better than they are or you all are. It's just that I want to change my life. I'm changing my lifestyle. My life don't consist of drug and alcohol no more. Sometimes a few pills, cough syrup, whatever it may be. But that's not a part of my life no more. And on February 4th of last year, that morning, I was with my therapist. And she was telling me, she said, well, I know why you can get some meetings in, Miss Margie, if you can't get to the live ones. I said, well, how? She told me about the Zoom. So that afternoon, she called me and she hooked me up to be able to get on Zoom. And this was the first meeting I got hold to with Paula now. And I'm very grateful to all of y'all for being a part of my recovery today. But I'm doing better. So altogether, between February 26th of last year and up until April of this year, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 surgeries. one major surgery. You know, I told them when they took me into surgery, when they got ready to release to take this breast, man, don't y'all come in here and shoot me up with all them drugs and things, because I can't handle that no more. You know, it's a new lifestyle for me to live clean and sober. And the few days that I got, I want to keep them. You know, so they assured me that there will be no drugs, no heavy sedation and all that. So I did it. I said, go ahead on, take it away. And man, from February the 4th of last year up until right now, I got 16 months and 2 days clean and sober. And that ain't bragging. That's just real graceful attitude I have today. Because all these years that I've been out there, no one never shot me, hurt me, beat me, or none of that kind of stuff, you know? I never had to go through all that drama. And I'm glad I didn't, because I was a loner anyway. I didn't need a crowd of people around me. Especially the only reason you coming around is because you heard I got some dope. You know, my daughter came down here for the 4th to be with me to celebrate my 16 months. You know, she didn't take me shopping. She went shopping for my house. She come back here with bookcases and all kind of stuff, man, shelves and little tables to go everywhere. You know, and she really is. And I was sitting in the bathroom last night thinking, God, you know, all the shit I put my children through. You know, and I know I don't have no hand in causing anybody to live or die. But in 1999, when my son got killed, I went after the girl that killed him. I had some time clean then because I had my own little ministry going on. But for some reason, that week in that last week of October to November the 5th, I just had this very great feeling, something, I don't know what it was in me that was telling me something was happening to my son. And I went to everybody, my mom, my sisters and brothers, my daughter, his daddy. Didn't nobody want to believe that I had this premonition of something bad is fixing to happen to him. You know, I just didn't know what was going to happen to him. And she's a girl that all of us know. She went to prison for a while, but she's back out. You know, I had to tell her I forgive her so I could open that door up so God will continue to help me. Because for many years, I blocked the sunlight of the spirit. Many years, I did that. You know, I realized through coming in and working these steps, man, I was ruthless. I was rude. I was a pathetic liar. Damn, man. I'd give up a little sex for some crack, you know? But that ain't what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. The last 10 years of my addiction, I started asking God to either let me die in my sleep, because I done already tried swallowing all my medicine pills, and hell, they pumped me out and I made it, you know? Uh, so after I had my breast surgery, I made a commitment to God and to myself and into these rooms that God, I don't want to go nowhere. I don't even hear no relapse. Don't talk to me about no relapse. Because today, relapse ain't part of my story no more. You know, man, I didn't think I was gonna be ever work these steps like my sponsor had me. The first sponsor I had, he got me through all the steps in 60 days. And he told me to go out there and start sponsoring people. Well, hell, I ain't know nobody. I really didn't know that much about sponsoring. But I tried. It just didn't never happen for me. I still don't have a sponsee. I have ladies that are ask me in meetings or call me after a meeting and ask, could I sponsor them? Or could I just help them read through the book? Or can you just pray for me? Yeah, we can do that after the meeting. But everybody that asked me about being their sponsor, they would tell me that today, and tomorrow they never call back. So I just said, okay, God, I guess that wasn't the person for me to sponsor. I said, but you do know my heart. I want to help somebody, God. But I got to wait on you. Because if I try to pick somebody, it'd be somebody that I probably relapse with. So I'm learning I got to be careful all these different little things. I go to Walmart sometimes with my best friend, Miss Mary. And I see drug dealers and drug smokers up in there. And I just gone to get away, and they be like, hey, Miss Margie, hey, when you get back to Baytown? I don't know. Man, give me your phone number. I got some good stuff right now. I don't want that. Can you walk away from me? I don't want nothing to do with that. I be trying to do it in a nice way to tell them no, but they keep on following me around the store or something. And I'll stop and turn around and tell them, this is the last time I'm going to ask you nicely to leave me alone. Crack and liquor and all that other junk we used to do together, that ain't part of my life story today. And I found out that I could do that. I found out that I could say no and mean it. Because there was so many times in my life that I stopped drinking and drugging, but I'd always go right back to it. See, the problem was I could stop, but I couldn't stay stopped. And it's when I found out through reading this book, that there are a few things I have to do in order to stay sober. One of them, I had to read the doctor's opinion, where he first talked about who have suffered alcoholic torture, and I did. I was tortured by alcohol and drugs. And I had to come to believe that the body of the alcoholic and drug addict is quite as abnormal as his mind. And that was me. I didn't like to be told that I can't control my drinking. Yeah. Don't be telling me I can't control my drinking, but I'd be drunk and falling to the ground all at the same time. Now, ain't that some mess? I had to learn that being maladjusted to life, that I was in full flight from reality. I didn't believe that. Well, outright mental defectives. I ain't believe that one either. In fact, to a considerable extent with some of us, but we are sure that our bodies are sickened as well. And our belief in it picture of the alcoholic, which leaves out this physical factor, is incomplete. And that's why I could never get it. Because I'd go to the meetings. I went to a lot of meetings. I went to a lot of treatment centers. I just didn't stop being sober. When I come out, I go right back to the same thing. And I did that for 50 or more years of my life, because today I'm 69 and I'm real okay with Margie. You know, I like her, man. She's real cool. Because when I got here, I didn't know her. You know, today I can look in the mirror and say, "Look at you, girl. You so beautiful. Oh man, look at you. You know, you calm. You ain't cussing everybody out. I ain't being a smart aleck. I ain't trying to clown nobody with my big mouth, because that's what I used to do. But I thank God today I don't have to do that. I found out through working these steps, I ain't never got to go back and do no crack cocaine, no liquor, no nothing to prove myself clean and sober. You know, I always, when I get sober and clean, I always go back to the counters where I was doing it at, say, "Hey man, I just come out of treatment, y'all, and it feels so good to be clean and sober," because I might have stayed in there 30 or 60 days. You know, but what I had to go back to the counter for, because I wasn't through. Because when I got to the counters, everybody had, "Hey, I got something for you. I got something for you." And me, like a dummy, would accept what they had for me. Today, I don't go in none of those environments. I'm right across the highway from where I used to sell dope, smoke dope, everything, you know. And I don't even go nowhere. I stay in my house. I got plenty of things to do here. I talk to everybody, you know, I watch meetings on TV. Uh I just enjoy my home, you know. And God have done it up so tough for me to show me that I'm worthy and that I can stay clean and sober. Oh man, y'all just don't know. Sometimes I get to hooping and hollering and jumping in here, you know. And I know people around here probably say, "That lady in there is crazy. Who's she talking to?" Baby, I be praising the Lord that this old woman here, after all them years in them streets, I can stay clean and sober one day at a time. And God makes that possible for me. Surely it wasn't me that did it. It wasn't me. Uh, when I go home now, and home is in Louisiana, they have a problem with me because I won't drink or smoke no weed with them or smoke no crack cocaine with them, you know. Man, that ain't in my lifestyle today. Now I love you all because y'all kin to me, but y'all don't stop messing with me. I'm gonna go off out here. So my daughter, she just happened to come up. We was at a family reunion, and she told all of them right then and there, "Don't y'all try to give my mama no drinks, no drugs. My mama don't do that no more." You know? And it took them about 20, 30 minutes to accept that, to let that soak in. And then they start coming around me, "Well, how you been, Margie? You know, what it's like to be clean and sober." And I tell them, you know, everywhere I go, I tell my story to all peoples, whether they Christian or just not drinking and drugging or whatever they may be. You know, I got a word for them if they want to hear it. And that word comes out of this big book. Lord have mercy, am I ever glad that I received that? It was because my second sponsor, she worked with me on, we redid the 12 steps, and we read every page from the second power to the addiction number 2, I think. And me and her would read that, and every word I didn't understand or didn't know, because the things I used to know from school and a little bit of college I got, shit, man, I forgot all about that. You know, so she had to help me learn how to do some things, how to go in the dictionary and look up a word if I don't know it, how to ask some of y'all, hey, what did you do when you went through this here? You know, I have to ask some questions now. And I'm fixing to shut up because I done took up 30 minutes of the actual beginning of the meeting. So I'm fixing to tell y'all I love y'all, man. I thank you all every day and every night. I thank God for all y'all in these rooms. Because if y'all hadn't have been here, I wouldn't have stayed here. And with that, I'm going to tell you, I love you unconditionally. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Yeah, ain't nothing you can do about it. And thank y'all for these 16 months and 2 days of being sober and clean. I love all y'all. I love you too, Paul. So everybody have a good evening or good night or good morning or wherever you may be. I just pray that it be a good 24 for you. Love y'all. Margie out of here.